to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thanks again for being here this morning. We have a great program for you. Before we look at our upcoming events, I wanted to ask everyone here this morning to assist the Chamber Board as we put together our strategic plan for the next 3 years. There is a copy of our feedback form at each place center. Please take a few minutes to fill it out. It will help us serve you even better in the years to come. Everyone who fills out a feedback form will be eligible to win one of 2 gift certificates to the Emerson Spa at the Emerson Resort in Mount Trumbull. I'd now like to congratulate all of the honorees who were recognized last week at the inaugural Black Business Achievement Awards. The Chamber of Ulster County, the Chamber and Ulster County Tourism partnered to recognize local Ulster County Black-owned businesses, business leaders, and community organizations, including the late Kingston business leader Everett Hodge, Tia Ash from Love Hair, Premier Hilton Jackson, owner of Benny's Tropical Ice, the local branch of the NAACP, Kay Fisher and his Fundamental Basketball Camp, the Kingston YMCA Farm Project, Martin and Tamika Dunkley from Season Gibbs, and New York State Court Judge Kevin Bryant. Special thanks to our sponsor, Ulster Savings Bank, our media sponsor, Hudson TV, and our beverage sponsors, Keegan Ales, JK's Wine and Liquor, and Adams Fairacre Farms. The Chamber of Commerce and our partners at Colorpage are proud to announce that work has begun on the region's premier business resource guide for 2023. This comprehensive guide and membership directory will be distributed throughout the region and will be a great resource for local businesses, companies relocating to Ulster County, and anyone who wants to support the Chamber's mission of keeping it local. We ask for your support of our guide and membership directory to allow the Chamber of Commerce to continue to work on your behalf and improve our local economy. Now let me bring you up to date on our upcoming events, including the Chamber's next networking concert, taking place at the Hudson Brickyards on Tuesday, July 26th. You're invited to tour this gorgeous venue with luxury cabins, elevated cuisine, spas, outdoor activities, and uninterrupted waterfront vistas. Come relax and enjoy delicious complimentary food and beverages while networking with fellow Chamber members. Mark down the date, Tuesday, July 26th, from 5 to 7 p.m. Thanks to our mixer sponsor, Marshall and Sterling Insurance. The Chamber's largest networking event of the year will be back at Diamond Mills and Saugerties this fall. It's our 26th annual Buy Local Expo on Wednesday, September 14th from noon to 5 p.m. with our presenting sponsor, Nacarado Insurance, and our principal sponsor, Timely Signs. Registration is now underway on the Chamber's website. Both exhibit booth space and sponsorships are very affordable to match every advertising budget. The earlier you register, the better your choice of the booth location. Again, that's our Buy Local Expo at Diamond Mills, September 14th from noon to 5 p.m. We hope to see you there. The Ulster Chamber of Commerce will be honoring the best local businesses, business leaders, and organizations at our annual Business Recognition Awards dinner, October 27th at Wiltwick Golf Club. Right now, this is your opportunity to nominate someone in these categories: Business Person of the Year, Business of the Year, Small Business of the Year, Tourism or Hospitality Business of the Year, Emerging Young Professional, Best Not-for-Profit Agency, which is our Commitment to the Community Award, and Best Multi-Generational Business, which is our Heritage Award. We'll also announce the recipient of the Lane King Heart of Ulster County Award. The nomination form is up on our website, so take a few minutes and fill out a nomination today. For these Chamber events, you can find more information and register at ulsterchamber.org. Now the rest of our program this morning. Here's our President, Ward Todd.
Good morning. How are we doing today? Good. Yeah. First full day of summer, so that's good, right? Yeah. You're all looking so good today, looking to be discovered, right? Sure. Stand up. Okay, let's stand up and be seen.
I already told them.
Okay, well, your contact information. What you're expecting in wages. Yes, all of that. Anyway, thanks so much for coming today. We do have a great program for you. And it is a break for us, too. We take off the summer, as you're well aware. We'll be back here in September with a great, I think, Meet the Candidates breakfast morning for our U.S. congressional, 2 seats, actually, for Districts 18 and 19. So that'll be in September. And as I'm sure you're fully aware, there's a lot going on in Ulster County currently, so this really is a great breakfast program to talk about that sector of our economy, but it's great to have Tim Weidemann with us from Economic Development. We've got a lot going on at the former IBM site, now iPark 87. Very, very exciting stuff happening there. In Ellenville, Fresco is there, where Schrade and Channel Master used to be, so that area of Ulster County is looking much, much better. I know Elliot is thrilled about that. And so we're looking forward to working with both those companies to help ensure that they are successful here in Ulster County. And of course, we're delighted to see that Ulster County and the greater Hudson Valley are prospering in this new burgeoning film industry. Very, very exciting. Special thanks to our speakers this morning for being with us to talk about it. It promises to be a great program. That's exciting stuff for our local economy. And on the subject of films and movies, there's no question we were first put on the map by our good friends at the Woodstock Film Festival. 23 years of fierce independence, a reminder to mark your calendars for their annual Woodstock Film Festival, September 28th through October the 2nd. Mayor of Lausine, stand up for a long time. Remember, late 90s, sitting down and talking about this idea, this vision you had, right? And it's come to fruition. So, congratulations. We have some new members to welcome this morning to our chamber family, and we'd like to ask Jess Davis to come forward and introduce them. Jess?
Last week, and it was one of the best parts of 3 really great parts of the week for me, so I encourage you to take advantage of that. Laura and Angel, come on up.
Good morning. We're really excited to be chamber members and thrilled to be here to say hello really quickly. We are the Hudson Valley's first video streaming app, and we are also a production company, apprentice program, community content fund, and we're here to highlight the region in film and video and celebrate everything that's beautiful here. It's free to register and download. We also have a subscription program that helps us to continue our community programming. And if you use the code Ulster25, all capitals, you get 25% off as a chamber member. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Laura. And I am a paid subscriber, and I did use that also 25 code. It does work. Next, we have Lighthouse Environmental Consultants, LLC. And the owner there is Owen Curry. He is unavailable to be with us today, but Becky and Brian Curry are with us. So come on up.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
I am so thrilled. I didn't expect this much energy here to have such a large crowd. This is fantastic. We are an environmental testing company. We do asbestos, mold, lead, oil tank removals, and soil testing. We've been in business for 17 years. We recently located from Harlem, New York, up to this area. We are thrilled to be involved with you. Thank you so much.
I'm being summoned to speak. My name's Becky. I run the office and all of the back end of what we do at Lighthouse. So if anyone calls for any appointments or questions, I'm going to be the first person that you speak to. So here's my voice behind the phone. I also take care of all of our social media and everything back there. I signed us up for the chamber, so you're welcome.
we did meet the team at Lighthouse at a ribbon cutting in New Paltz for Mountain Float Spa. So we usually meet great members from other great members. So if you have a friend, a business, an organization that is not yet a member, please get them connected to me, Jess@ulsterchamber.org. We also have not a new face, but a new business. It's Charette Shield Services out of Saugerties. And we've got Kevin Charette here with us this morning to talk about his insurance program. Come on over. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good morning, all. Thanks for having me. It's great to be back. Last year I had to take a little bit of a hiatus because I was traveling a lot, but it's good to be here. I see some familiar faces. So Charette Shield Services actually is an independent contractor for a company called PPLSI, where we provide affordable access to the justice system and identity theft protection and restoration. So I work with individuals, businesses, as well as work with those businesses to provide employee benefits to give them a chance to offer an additional benefit to their employees, obviously. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'll be networking. That's kind of what I love to do. Also, what I like to do is do networking events. So every other Wednesday, I have a networking event here in Ulster County that I'd love to share the information with you and just have you come out. It's free. And just come, mix, mingle, and share with each other what you do. Thank you very much.
Okay, last but not least, I was just here for a ribbon cutting to celebrate the expansion. Yogi Bear's Jellystone Park at Lazy River in Gardner, and Tasia Pink, I would love to have a name like that. Tasia Pink is here with us today to tell us about some of the things that are happening out at Lazy River. Come on up, Tasia.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tasia. I'm a recent New Paltz grad. Any New Paltz grads here? So a little bit about the Yogi Bear in Gardner. It's been there for a really long time. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the movies. We do actually have the bears. So if you're looking to come out and hang out with the bears. But we're RVs, we are tent camping, we are cabin camping. I like to say glamping, but we are all types of cabins and all types of camping. Perfect for first-time camping experiences. We have a lot of activities for the kids. The pools are so much fun. We've got like water playgrounds, a lazy river, hence the name. So if you guys are looking to have some fun and you're looking to go RV camping or want to just have some fun at the campground for some day passes, let me know and we can go from there. Thank you.
Something I should notice while I was touring the property there is that the Lazy River is ADA accessible, which is really important. So we'll go on to some of our members that are not here with us today. Another ribbon cutting I was at last week. It was formerly the KOA campground, and Lisa Berger introduced us to the team at Auto Camp Saugerties. It is completely revamped glamping. They've got Airstreams, cabins, etc. It's beautiful, and they're really excited to welcome the local community there. So, really cool. Hanson Family Power Washing. Yes, it is the time of year to think about your house and yard work and garden work, and Hanson's here to help you power wash anything outside that you need done. We've got the Hudson Valley Renegades, who we welcome back. They were longtime members that took a little break over the pandemic. We welcome Zach Betkowski. He's the Director of Corporate Partnerships there, and we're excited to have Team Hudson Valley Renegades back with the Ulster Chamber. We also welcomed Keep Candle out of Kingston. Harry Jewell is the Chief Candle Officer there. Pretty cool title. They're located in the old Daley Freeman space on Hurley Avenue. We welcomed Kingston Midtown Arts District. Lisa Kelly is the Executive Director, and I'm sure you all know about Kingston Midtown Arts. We love to have arts and entertainment as part of the chamber. It's such an important part of our economy here. And last but not least, the Wiltwyck Cemetery, Mausoleum, and Crematory. Matthew Sierney is the superintendent there, and they have joined the chamber. So, again, I said it earlier today, if you're not yet a member, if you know somebody who should be a member, I'm happy to tell them all about it, talk about levels of membership, what's appropriate for them. And and it's jess@ulsterchamber.org, or you can always find me on social media. And thanks for being here today. I'm really excited to hear the speakers.
You're on social media?
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Thanks so much, Jess. Welcome to the Chamber, this Chamber family. Time to celebrate birthdays and give away dinner for two of the Mariners, I think. First of all, we'd like to recognize members of the Chamber Board and staff celebrating birthdays. I think in the month of June, Tamara Murray had a birthday, June 4th. So then, happy birthday, Tamara. June 15th with Alex Ibarra with HRT had a birthday. June 17th, Deborah Harris. Right here. And Brianne Evil, June 23rd will have a birthday. Because we won't see you over the summer, I'll let you know that Justin Goldman, back in the cheap seats, July 4th is your birthday. And August 2nd, Mo Gibbons will have a birthday. And dinner for two at Mariners Harbor is someone here this morning. I think it's Crystal Perella from Health Alliance. And door prizes. Yes. Okay. Moonburger. I'm sure you tried this, right? On the traffic circle. A gift certificate from our good friend Jeremy. And the winner of that one is Barbara Cohen from Schwartz's Inn. Also, right nearby, we have passes for you to get your car all sparkling clean. And let's see, how about Simply Gone Mobile Dumpsters? We'll win one of those. Congratulations. And Curry, wins another. Okay, from our good friends at Hudson, we've got a 3-month subscription and 2 tickets to a Hudson event. So let's do the 3 months first, and Greg Madden wins that. And for the 2 tickets to a Hudson event, Nathan Jackson, Central Hudson. Photographer's got some beautiful gift cards. We have 2 packs from Jim. Thank you very much. Elizabeth Strine from Gateway wins 1. Alex Steer from Olive and the Home Freight. Luke London Filter, Bagel Motors. Mary Matthews, Ulster Savings Bank. Congratulations. And also from Bagnall, we have Tom Collins from SBN. Congratulations. Luke London This is from Wellness RX, and they are in Tannersville, and they're coming to Phoenicia. So we've got the CBD homeopathic pain cream, 2 of those for 2 lucky folks in our audience. Guy Greco being one of them from the Hudson Federal Credit Union, and Courtney from Dixon Roadside, and the Phoenicia Diner. Speaking of said Phoenicia Diner, what are the chances? You've got a cookbook. Did you promise to autograph this? This is valuable. These are for sale like in every store in Ulster County and beyond, I think. It's a great cookbook. And the winner of that, thank you, Michael Ciaffi, for donating it incidentally, is Kristen Bowe from Rhinebeck Bay. From Woodstock Film Festival. We have 3 of these great backpacks, and they include tickets, right? What's inside?
A pair of screening tickets.
A pair of screening tickets. Whoa! So we have 3 of those. Congratulations, Peter Criswell from the Ulster County Legislature. Let's see. Can I read this word upside down? Susan Robbins. Congratulations to Susan. And they must be on the back. Jolene Burrell from RBT. Love doing our door prizes, so thanks to everybody who's donated. We'd like to thank our breakfast sponsor at this time, and we're delighted to have as a corporate partner our good friends from Health Alliance Hospital, a member of WMC Health. Please welcome, if you would, their Executive Director and Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Michael Doyle. Dr. Doyle.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Great to be a part of the Chamber here in Ulster County. I want to thank all of you who participated a couple weeks ago at the Chamber Mixer we had at the newly reimagined Marys Avenue campus. That was a great event. This is one of the great benefits of being a Chamber member and getting community leaders together to experience what we have to offer. I want to take a couple moments this morning of your time just to reflect on two words, survive and thrive. Many of us through this pandemic have our own survival stories. Some are personal, some are business. And how do you transition to thrive? When I think of the word survive, I think about getting by. Just how do I get through the day? But thriving is, what am I doing tomorrow? What happens next? Surviving is just holding what you got. And thriving is, looking over the horizon, seeing what's coming and anticipating that and leaning into it. Well, we have a healthcare story about surviving and thriving. Who here, in the past 15 years, hasn't wondered if healthcare was going to survive in Kingston? Who did not have doubts? Who didn't say, are we going to have a hospital? In 2009, though, business leaders, community leaders, hospital leaders got together and formed Health Alliance. Kind of on that step to surviving, hold what we got. Let's keep it here. In 2016, turned a corner there. WMC came in, and we started making some strides towards transitioning from survive to thrive. And we had some setbacks along the way, global pandemic. But yay, though a pandemic raged, a year ago, we opened an interventional cardiac catheterization lab in a pandemic. Okay, that has, to date, saved over 350 lives. Our own friends, families have been through that, have blocked arteries open. Okay, and today, we are having folks from outside of this region come and be referred and seek care in that cardiac cath lab. It's fantastic. We've opened women's health. It's not just about delivering babies. There's a whole continuum of health care across lifetime. And we now have advanced women's health capabilities at Health Alliance. We're a primary stroke center now. We have the accreditation, from the American Heart Association, Gold Plus Award, providing stroke care. And in the region, part of the network is WMC Health, have stroke thrombectomy, the ability to take clots out just down the road now at Hudson Region Hospital. And and many of you know, just a couple of weeks ago, with County Executive Ryan, tremendous support from the county and the state, we were able to announce the return of inpatient psychiatric services to Kingston, displaced from the pandemic, but they're coming back. Those 20 beds will be on the Marys Avenue campus, and we'll have here, a continuum of behavioral health care from outpatient, emergency services and ED, our Bridgeback and Methadone Clinic for substance use, adult and adolescent partial hospitalization services, whole continuum of care. It's very exciting. This is that transition from surviving to thriving. We are in the thriving mode. And I'll tell you this, later this fall, we right now are on the crest of a wave of healthcare services, and processes and procedures here in Ulster and Kingston County. Looking down, this wave is going to surge through this community when we open that Marys Avenue campus this fall. That newly reimagined, redefined, updated, brand new construction, $92 million construction. It's got $65 million in additional new imaging equipment in there. Those of you who were there saw it. It's amazing. It's an amazing facility. When that opens, it's fantastic. The impact of this, the economic impact, $292 million in the community, good-paying union jobs. It's attracting folks to the community to have these healthcare services. I'm very excited about how we're thriving. It's fantastic. I do want to pause for a moment, though, and talk about, it's a beautiful hospital, but also remember, a hospital is just a building. It's the people. Okay, we have fantastic nurses, physicians, healthcare techs, respiratory therapists, radiology techs, you name it. They're your friends, they're your neighbors. And while hospitals north and west of us were shutting down services during the pandemic because of staffing, our staff rolled up their sleeves and got immunized, got vaccinated, so they could continue to take care of you and take care of our friends and our neighbors. And that staff is the backbone of what we do here. And it's a privilege to work with them and live with them. And you should be proud of our community standing up and doing what we're doing. It's fantastic to be here. I want to thank you all very much. I'm proud to be a corporate sponsor. We're proud to be a corporate sponsor of this event. And it's just great to be here. So thank you all very much, and thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks for your continued support, Dr. Doyle, and all the great folks at Health Alliance, and Dr. Doyle is a member of our Chamber Board as well, so thank you for your service. We'd like to welcome our speakers now from Upriver Studios and Stockade Works. But first, a little bit of an overview, if you would, on the impact of film and movies on our economy. And with that, would you please give a warm Chamber of Commerce welcome to the Director of Ulster County Economic Development, Tim Weidemann. Tim?
Slides here real quick. I will be brief because the main attraction is our friends at Stockade Works and Upriver Studios. And before I start, I should just mention that film and television is a sector that we're focused on in Ulster County, and I see Lisa Berger in the audience. Lisa Berger is our Director of Tourism and the Film Office. So in many ways, Lisa is the one doing the day-to-day work, and Natalie from her office doing a lot of the day-to-day work. Hi, Natalie. But I wanted to take a minute to explain why we're doing the work that we're doing to help grow our film and television sector. So if you could advance to the next slide. Really, we see this as part of our strategic plan for economic development. I was here a year or so ago talking about Ulster 2040, which is our updated economic development strategy. And in that plan, we identified arts, makers, and creators as one of our focus industries. We really want to focus on growing that sector of the economy. And one of the subsectors of that economy is our film and television sector. We see that fitting in nicely to that sector. And I can't claim to have unique data here because ultimately Ulster County is a small piece of the overall puzzle of film and television in New York State. But I can give a shout out to Laura and the Hudson Valley Film Commission, who track a lot of the activity in film and television in the region. And in an article in the Daily Freeman back in January, Laurent pointed out that 2021 was the high water mark in terms of investment by film and television production in our communities in the Hudson Valley at $57 million. And I think that's a big number. It's also actually probably an underestimation of what the impact of film and television is in our economy locally. And I think one thing that the Stockade Works and Upriver crew are going to share in a minute really caught my attention. That film and television is manufacturing. This is a sector that matters to our economy. It produces things, not necessarily tangible things, but produces concepts, ideas, and obviously film and television shows that many of us like to enjoy. And many of them that you may not know that were produced here, you'll see some images and some explanation of what's been produced here. It's exceptional. There's a lot of great work being produced here. But what I think is the opportunity in the future, just like with manufacturing in the kind of traditional sense, is to find ways to grow what are really well-paying jobs in a sector that produces a thing that gets exported from our community and therefore brings wealth and income into our community. That's a tradable sector in our economic development lingo. And I'm going to be brief, but I'm going to be professorial here. So it's like 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning, so bear with me. But the reason we're doing this work, it actually speaks to a question that a lot of people ask me, including my wife. What do you do for a living? What is that? And often I have a hard time explaining it, but if you go to the next slide, this is what it is. It makes a ton of sense, right? This is actually an interesting graphic to nerds like me. This is showing many of the sectors in Ulster County's economy, the bubbles, the circles, and then the lines are trade between those sectors. And what you can see by the color coding is areas where there is specialization in Ulster County. And so the dark green is that we have clusters that are stronger than 90% of the other communities in the U.S. And look at what they are. Video production, performing arts, music, hospitality, and then we've got some others over on the durable goods side. But that really says why we're here today. This is a sector that is here. It's been strong here, stronger than almost anywhere else in the country. And we have an obligation to grow that strength and to try to leverage that strength into more activity here in our economy. But what I think this also says is, I think an interesting point, if you'll advance to the next slide, that we have work that we can do. Right now, let's take that $57 million figure, which we know is probably an underestimate.
What that really represents is spending by film and television productions on things like labor, the goods and services that they need to acquire, and ultimately profits for the companies that are making these film and television productions. And right now, there is a decent amount of that goes out of our community. If you go to the next slide, that's a term, you can remember this if anybody quizzes you on economic development, that's a term called leakage. It sounds great. So what we want to do here is reduce leakage. We want to bring that investment that's being spent in our community, the $57 million, and try to make as much of it as possible stick here in our community by trying to find ways for the labor that film and television productions need to purchase to be local labor. And we want to find ways for the goods and services that those film and television productions purchase to be local goods and services. And ultimately, we'd love to see more film and television production studios based here so that the profits of those businesses stay here in our community. This is localism, but it's localism expressed as a true kind of economic development strategy. And I think I'm going to stop with that and let the pros actually share this, but I want to first introduce them and maybe go to the next slide just so that you can skip to, because we'll get into this in their presentation. Go one more. And so here's contact information. Lisa Berger and Natalie at the film office can help with any productions. If you are a film producer and you want some information about where to shoot and what permits are required, all that kind of stuff, you can reach out to Ulster, info@ulsterforfilm.com. And then our Office of Economic Development also there to help, oed@co.ulster.ny.us. And with that, let me introduce our speakers for the day. Beth Davenport, co-founder of both Upriver Studios and Stockade Works. We have Shoshana Gray, who's a business director for Upriver Studios. And then we have Susie Sofranko, who is the executive director, relatively new executive director for Stockade Works. And the work these guys are doing, I can't stress enough, impresses me every single day. I think it's a model that we should be thinking about in every one of the sectors that we're focused on in economic development in Ulster County, that starts with Stockade Works and talent development, and then grows from there to try to get to the goods and the services and ultimately the profits that I just mentioned. So with that, if you guys would like to come up and take a quick
Is there a slide clicker, or should I just say next slide? One moment. Can everyone see me above this podium? Thank you, Tim. You and Ulster County have been a real ally over the years with everything that we're doing here in Ulster County and around the region. And thank you to the Chamber for having us. So yes, I am Beth Davenport, co-founder of Stockade Works and Upriver Studios. We'll get into all the nitty-gritty of both what Stockade Works and Upriver do. But first, I sort of wanted to start and sort of set the scene about why the Hudson Valley is such a great location for film and television production. So who's seen film or television production out there on your streets, clothes in your stores? Right. Well, why? Why are they here, right? So they are here because the Hudson Valley is an incredible place for production, right? This is hard to, that's hard, okay. So, big shout out again to the Woodstock Film Festival and the Hudson Valley Film Commission. So for years, there has been a coalition here bringing film and television projects to the region and also distributing and promoting them. And so we have seen a lot of films over the years. And as the industry grows here, we're seeing a bit of a changing landscape. But there are a lot of reasons why film and television come here. And it's not only that we're a hop, skip, and a jump away from New York City.
Point it over here, Beth.
All right, hold on, I'll go back. All right, how about next slide? That's great. So first of all, as I'm sure you all know, the Hudson Valley is a beautiful place with a breadth and depth of both built and natural locations, right? We have farmland, we have towns, we have cities, we have industrial sites, right? And these are this variety of locations is something that film and television is looking for, right? Because they have to figure out where to shoot all their scenes. So that is huge. Like the beauty of our region in all of its form is also something that really puts us on the map for being an attractor. Also, no surprise here, but there is a dearth of talent that live in the Hudson Valley region. So from A-list actors to writers, directors, producers, we have a lot of great human capital here. Next slide. But the famous people aren't our only human capital, right? So what's also incredible is we have a lot of professional crew. And when I say crew, what does that mean? Well, I'm talking about everyone who maybe aren't the people in front of the screen, right? Everyone behind the scenes. And Susie's going to talk to you more about that. But not only did we have an established crew base here when we started working in 2014, Mary Stewart and I, but also we have our next generation of crew that Stockade Works is working on with a priority on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Next slide, please. All right, most importantly, what else does the Hudson Valley have? We have an amazing group of people who work in this sector. And I can't stress enough how important it is that we are a cohesive, working together group of people that cross all these various avenues of film and television production. So we talked about Woodstock Film Festival, we have the Hudson Valley Film Commission, we have Hudson, right? We have vendors like Marker Tech that have equipment and supplies. We have production companies, post-production companies, animation. And these businesses are growing. This is just a sampling, but over 120 businesses and nonprofits are in the Hudson Valley region working together to build the industry here. Next slide. All right, so our film tax incentive has really been a driver of productions to the Hudson Valley region. So back in 2016, Mary Stewart and I worked with a coalition of folks to help bring an extra 10% bump to our tax credit for the Hudson Valley. And one day, if you ever want to have dorky conversations about tax credits, just find me, with a cocktail in hand and we can talk all about it. But what I will say is that this extra 10% bump, what it does is it makes the Hudson Valley a real player in a very competitive market, right? Because there are tax incentives for productions to base here. So important for us that we keep our tax credit in place over the years. Next slide. So, Stockade Works and Upriver. I met Mary Stewart Masterson back in 2014. That's another good story that I'm not going to save here to save time. But she was wrapping her head around how to build on the already existing ecosystem to help bring more film and television to the region. So next slide, please. We started working together and researching lots of different areas in North America to see, okay, well, what does New Mexico have in place? And what about Georgia? And what about what's already here, right? And what's in Toronto? And we said, all right, we're gonna help fill some gaps here. So the first thing we did was we wanted to make sure that we started with the human element, the job element, right? So we founded Stockade Works in 2016. Stockade Works is a nonprofit that trains, mentors, and provides job placement services to local Hudson Valley residents with a priority on access and inclusion. So we opened this in 2016. We've been training ever since. Susie's going to tell you more about it. But I will say that Stockade Works and the building of the crew base is also an attracting factor to incoming productions, right? They want to hire locally and they want to hire from a broad spectrum of people. So then we said, okay, great. We also need more sound stages in the Hudson Valley, especially sound stages that are well suited for television, right? Television will come up here, they will stay for a longer period of time, hire hundreds of people, and spend millions and millions of dollars locally. So in 2021, we opened Upriver Studios in Saugerties. Upriver is a women-owned and led climate-forward soundstage facility. That means we bring in films and television projects to shoot there. We do not create the content, but Shoshana will tell you more about Upriver soon. And out of the gate, what was great was we opened our doors and welcomed in Pretty Little Liars, the series, which shot there for their first season, which also happened to be one of the largest productions budget-wise in North America last year. So that worked great. So Tim stole my thunder. Yes, we have had a record-breaking 2021 with $57 million spent locally. Next slide. This just shows a little bit from the tax credit, passed in 2016, took effect in 2017. You can see the upward growth trajectory here of local spending. 2020, why is that low? Any guesses? So obviously film and television shut down for a while due to COVID, but we expect this growth to continue. More and more projects of a larger size are coming here. We are really on the radar of a lot of heads of major studios, and the good news is content is recession-proof. Why? Because everyone turns to their favorite Netflix or Hulu or HBO series when they're sad. Next slide, please. So this is a slide with some of the productions that have been here recently since 2019. So we have I Know This Much Is True, starring Mark Ruffalo. Stockade Works did a boot camp in partnership with HBO, which was really great. That spurred a lot of HBO and Warner Media shows, including The Gilded Age. We've seen series from Hulu, like The Life of Beth. I like that name because my name's in it. And a lot of great movies, including, I'm sure everyone knows, A Quiet Place was shot here in the bridge everyone wants to go see. What's interesting, though, is that film is also a tourism driver. Right, so if you look at The Walking Dead in Georgia, there's a whole subsector of tourism that has happened just to go to Georgia to go on Walking Dead tours. So it's no joke that as locations in the Hudson Valley are featured in these movies or TV shows, it does bring people here, right? They want to see where the bridge was or where whatever happened. So next slide, please. Aha, phew. Finished. So I am now going to bring up Susie Sofranko, Executive Director of Stockade Works, and I'll be back.
Okay, is that good?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, it's so great to be here. Thank you for having us today. We're so excited to tell you. I'm going to do the same thing. I want to know how many people here, raise your hand, stick around in the movie theater to watch their credits roll. Okay, that's way more hands than bravo, everybody. But a lot of people, the credits start rolling, even on Netflix, it says skip to, next episode. And that is because there's so many credits. And there's so many credits because those are all the positions and the people that helped make a TV show or a film happen. And that's because film and television productions are employers. Any movie or TV show employs hundreds of people, anywhere from 150 people on a television series to an average of 600 people for a top-grossing film. Big blockbusters employ over 3,000 people, like Iron Man, where there's lots of special effects and locations and actors. So that's a lot of jobs. And it's not just directors and producers and screenwriters and actors, as many of us think about when we think of the industry. It's carpenters, electricians, scenic artists, grips, hair and makeup artists, costumers and wardrobe stylists, cinematographers, camera operators, craft services, lots of different types of careers that are accessible to people with a range of different skills. I'm not going to try. So as Beth said, Stockade Works is a nonprofit organization dedicated to furthering the potential of film and TV in the Hudson Valley through workforce development training programs. We train, mentor, and refer Hudson Valley residents
for careers in the TV and film industry and productions that are shooting locally. We focus on access and inclusion, ensuring that no one is locked out of these employment opportunities. Since our founding, we have trained over 200 local residents. 60% of them have been women and 35% people of color. We've made over 800 job referrals that has led to 150 job placements on production shooting locally. Over 80% of the individuals we've trained have received scholarships, which ensures that that financial barrier is not locking anyone out of these opportunities, and that people who face the greatest barriers of employment in the Hudson Valley have access to these opportunities. Next slide. So what kind of trainings do we do? Our signature program is called our Crew Boot Camp. We've had one just about annually since our founding in 2016. And Crew Boot Camp offers a 360-degree view of working on a set. So all of the departments and roles are represented. We have 12 instructors that lead 25 participants through the training. These photos here are from Upriver Studios, where we had our boot camp this past May. And the final day of boot camp, and I think the most beautiful part of the whole training, is it culminates in a mock shoot, and it's a real shoot. There's a director. Mary Stewart Masterson was our director this year, so she came in with a real script. Real actors were hired and came in, and all of the trainees are actually working in a crew, and not just following their instructors, but have assigned roles and are working to get some scenes shot. Next slide. So our Crew Boot Camp is perfect for anyone who is interested in learning kind of big picture about all the different roles working in a crew. We also do specialized workshops, which are perfect for anyone with existing skills that want to apply that to the TV and film industry. So some good examples, this year we had hair and makeup for TV and film, and we had 14 participants with cosmetology experience, people who went through cosmetology school. We had a lot of BOCES cosmetology students, and also salon owners and people who work at salons. Coming through and learning about how to do what they already know how to do, which is hair and makeup, but what that means for the industry. So working on set, working with actors, wig applications, special effects makeup, dramatic looks, things like that. Completely different. Right now we have a set building workshop, so that is great for people with carpentry, construction, painting, like using tools, and we have 14 trainees who are going through that, learning about building sets, scenic design, scenic artistry, set dressing, and props. So it just goes to show the breadth of the types of jobs that are available. Other workshops that we've had include things like production and payroll accounting for our accountants in the room. I'm sure there are some. Graphic design, assistant editing, which is a post-production workshop, costume and wardrobe, camera, grip and electric, and sound. So there's a huge array. Next slide. And what has been essential in our success at Stockade Works is the work that we do within the community and partnering with a lot of our community partners, and really complementing and supplementing the great work that they're already doing. So we partner with community organizations and educational institutions like BOCES, Susie, the local high schools, and we deliver career awareness programs. So we go into the community and talk about all the types of jobs that are available right here in their community, but also the basic skills and affinities that they likely already possess that could transfer to a role on a film crew. BOCES is a great example, as I said, with our cosmetology students, but also with their electrical program that we partnered with in providing pathways for those people in their programs to come through our trainings and go on to meaningful careers right here in the community where they live. We also see ourselves as a connector to the industry, so we help connect the community to the industry through by being a resource to productions. So productions are always looking to save money, and local crew is one way that they can save money by hiring locally, but there's also a lot of pressure and a lot of initiatives coming up to diversify the industry. behind the camera and in front of the camera. So Stockade Works is a resource to them in thinking about hiring more women and people of color as they're looking for a local crew. We partner with companies like we've done, Beth mentioned with HBO, I know this much is true, also MRC Entertainment, to really funnel our trainees onto their productions. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we've made over 800 referrals that have resulted in 150 job placements. Next. So the film and TV industry is historically a very word-of-mouth industry. One's success, when you're looking to work in the industry, is often dictated by who you know, how you can get that first foot in the door. What we are doing at Stockade Works is we're opening that first door for folks. And our training in job preparedness and set etiquette, or set-etiquette as we like to call it, that's a lot of what we're doing, is teaching soft skills and things that will ensure that our trainees are set up for success when they start that first job. And then it's sort of a joke for us, but once we open that door, our grads often don't need us anymore because they're so well prepared, and it's that word of mouth is actually now a benefit to them because they get hired again and again and again working with the same people in their department. Some good examples of our graduates, this is always the best part, is one of our crew boot camp graduates, Jeffrey Francis. He took boot camp in 2019, and he took a couple more of our workshops that year. Prior to doing any training with Stockade Works, Jeffrey was, he's from Poughkeepsie, and he was managing the Regal Cinemas, the movie theater at the Poughkeepsie Galleria. And was talking to him recently, he was like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do in his life, and this came across his desk. He thought that was kind of cool. He went through our trainings. We opened that first store for him, and his life has changed. He now works as a construction grip very regularly, especially during the pandemic when the movie theater closed. Productions came back much faster than anything else, and he was able to get rid of that job and just keep working as a construction grip, which is a specialized role. It's not just an entry-level PA job. So we're very excited to see where he goes. Another great example is Sandy Cohen. Sandy is a mom, and she had raised her daughter and was looking to return to work full-time. And she's thinking, I want to do something where I can apply lots of great skills, bookkeeping, project management, things like that. So she took our production accounting workshop, which was in May 2021. So this was just over a year ago. And since then, she's been working so steadily. She's done, every time we talk to her, she's on a new show, but she's done an FX series pilot, an Apple TV children's television show, an ABC Disney pilot, and again, all in just 1 year. And she's now weeks away from getting her IATSE 161 union card, and she'll be set up for as long as she wants to work. So that's really great. And then the last example I'll give is Alicia Rosado. She is a Hudson Valley resident who left the Hudson Valley to go to college, as many of us do. And she just graduated from CUNY Hunter this past May, and then she immediately took our crew boot camp, which immediately opened a door for her. She was one of our fellows working on the Poker Face production, which some of you may have seen Poker Face filming all over the Hudson Valley. And she will be rotating through all the departments this summer, and I'm sure she's going to go on to do amazing things. I love her story because she wants to be a director. She's a Hudson Valley resident who left the Hudson Valley, moved back home after college, and now she has the opportunity to stay here, work here, and fulfill her dreams, working in the TV and film industry. That's it for me. And now is Shoshana Gray, who is Upriver Studios business director.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm here to talk about Upriver. My name is Shoshana. So Upriver is a woman-owned public benefit LLC. We operate a 101,000 square foot production facility in Saugerties.
We're located at 1 Thompson's Road, that's us right there. Shout out to Kevin Pitcock if he's here. And so we're right off 212, we're behind the Big Lots building, where Town and Country Liquors are. It's a great location. In 2020, we transformed a light manufacturing facility into one of the most spacious and well-appointed sound stages in New York. Those are our 2 sound stages. And the aim has been, as Beth was talking about, to provide infrastructure that didn't previously exist in the Hudson Valley to enable larger productions, television shows, to land here. And we're focused on television shows because they have bigger budgets and they provide longer term employment. It's the difference between 30 days on a movie and maybe 9 months or longer. It's also, the budgets are bigger. For a major television show, those budgets that they come here, these are large operations, their budgets can be between $40 and $100 million. It's a lot of money. So these budgets, when they land here, they can transform the local film industry into an anchor industry that can impact our entire region. Next slide. So this is our team. We are a small but mighty team. That's all 6 of us right now. We come from varied backgrounds: film, television, documentaries, law, the circus, and plumbing. That's worked out really great. We have some fascinating conversations. We also have a great board. Johnny Lehane is one of our board members who also helped launch. He's here with us. And in 2021, as Beth mentioned, we opened our doors after completing construction. And in our first 6 months, we welcomed our first client, HBO Max's Pretty Little Liars. It was a tremendous first client for us. It was a lot of work. It was a large production, the largest ever to be based this far north in New York State. And they rented out our entire studio. So we were fully booked for our first year, and they based their operations out of Upriver, and they were all over the Hudson Valley. And we're really looking forward to watching the premiere next month when they air. So they arrived in May 2021, and they set up 21,000 square feet of shop. That's all of it. And they started building. And they kept building, and they kept building until they filled our 46,000 square feet of sound stages with sets. They built over 20 of them, which is like a very large amount for television. And Sean Hawk, who lives in Woodstock, was their construction head. Susie was talking about Jeffrey Francis, Stockade Works alum. He worked on the program, so it was like a really beautiful moment for us to watch this all happen and to watch our whole building fill up with local crew. It was very, very cool. So a tremendous first year. Cast arrived and they commenced shooting in August of 2021, and shooting ran through April of this year. These photos are from their recent promotion, HBO's recent promotion of the series, which is just getting going ahead of the premiere. I think almost all of these were actually taken in the sets located at Upriver in Sorry, so pretty cool stuff. And for those, I should have mentioned, so Pretty Little Liars is a reboot of the show that was very big in the early aughts. Some of you may remember it, some of you may have watched, your kids may have watched, some of you may be thinking, oh, I saw that show with Nicole Kidman, and you are thinking of the wrong show, you're thinking of Big Little Lies. This is Pretty Little Liars. So, more importantly though, those 9 months that the Liars were shooting at Upriver resulted in millions and millions of dollars pouring into the Hudson Valley, into our communities. HBO paid millions of wages to local crew, and they spent millions at locally owned businesses. So they hired over 255 local crew. These are also pre-wrap numbers. We're still waiting. They're still paying their bills here after they've wrapped out. But to local crew, it's estimated they paid over $6 million in wages alone. They hired over 700 local background actors. They worked with over 260 local vendors. I'm sure there's folks in this room that did business with them. And they also shot at over 56 unique locations in the Hudson Valley. So they had over 20 sets located at our building, but they were all over, and they had to shoot their exteriors at other locations. So a really, really big impact. This is one show, one television show. And imagine what it would be like to have two here of this size, and the employment opportunities. For folks that work in this industry, for crew, you want to be able to do a variety of projects. You want to be able to earn a good chunk of money, get that paycheck for 9 months, and then go work on a passion project that is smaller. Having that variety, that depth of choice for career opportunities is really, really a big deal. So we're excited for that. And we're very excited to land more productions here of this size, and our whole goal and mission is landing these shows in a way that maximizes the benefit to local folks, to our local communities, and to our local businesses. And Beth is going to speak a little bit more about that.
I think we should have had Shoshana kept going, but okay, I'm back. So I know some of you were hoping this would be your big day to break into being on camera, right? I'm sorry to say, I cannot cast you right now. But how many of you, we'll do another poll. Have any of you worked with any productions? Right. As local business owners, I know the Best Western has, for example. That's great. So, next slide, please. As Tim said, it is a fun fact that film and television production is considered light manufacturing. We are making things, that thing is content, and the industry is a really unique blend of arts, entertainment, business, and building, right? Like it crosses a lot of different sectors. Next slide, please. Our production friends have a lot of needs. They're needy, but needy in a good way, right? So one production crosses many different types of businesses, right? People need to stay places, eat things. They need to buy lumber and hardware supplies. They need to rent cars, right? They need locations, homes, businesses, other locations. And so there is a lot of economic opportunity as a business owner to work with productions. There are a couple, well, I'll tell you a couple nuances to working with productions, and know that there are a lot more. Once again, the Hudson Valley Film Commission, Ulster for Film, any of us at Stockade Works or Upriver are happy to talk to you about working with productions if you're interested, but a few things you should know. So productions really work in their own universe when it comes to time, right? So whereas you might have some time to call someone back, a regular customer, productions are really moving at like rapid light speed force. And so timely responses, like calling back the same day or being able to turn something around quickly, like a day, maybe tomorrow, like, oh, we're coming and we need this tomorrow. It's kind of common. And that works for some businesses and some business owners. And if it doesn't work for you, that's okay too. But, sleeping on the callback or not being timely definitely results in something that always makes us sad, which is then the productions will say, well, I'm just gonna go get that from New York City because I know they'll have it for me, right? So what we wanna do is continue to build all these services in the Hudson Valley so that we can keep more and more and more and more money. And all these services also provide ancillary job opportunities. Also, different departments buy different things. So it is common that a locations department probably rents locations, right? And our department sources everything from building supplies to props. Obviously, costume and wardrobe goes out and needs a ton of clothes. And the production office is often who is booking hotels and catering and things like that. So both Upriver and Stockade Works work together to identify gaps that exist in our film and television services, right? And I'll give you an example. So film production catering, right? We have amazing restaurants up here. We have amazing caterers. We have food trucks galore, but we don't have any trained production caterers. There's a certain cadence and workflow and things you need to know. So Stockade Works in particular, is looking to partner with the Culinary Institute and the Teamsters Union, because that's who handles catering on a film set, to create a training for our local Hudson Valley food service providers who are interested in getting into catering. And once again, we're not going to teach you how to cook. We're going to teach you what the workflow is on the set and what to expect, and then help open the doors for you to be hired by productions. So that's just one example. I think that is all that I have to say about film and television and working with them, but I will say, next slide. This is my sign for next slide, please. We wanted to let you all know about Stockade Works' 5th anniversary event happening on July 28th at Arrowwood Farms. It's going to be a great evening. Please come. All proceeds go directly to scholarships for our film and television trainees, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much for having us, and we're always around if you have questions.
Are there businesses here, let's ask for a show of hands, where there's been filming done inside your particular business? Could you stand up just so I can see who it's been? Wow, look at this. So you can actually visit your place, you can see where it was done, right? So, here. That's where Mark Ruffalo sat, having pancakes or whatever. So yeah, excited. Thank you all for coming. So our next event is going to be at Hudson Brickyard, which is an absolutely amazing venue. If you haven't been there, you've got to see it. July 26th is the date. Martin Sterling's our sponsor. We're back here in September for the U.S. Congressional, meet the candidates, and then probably in October, possibly the New York State Senate candidates. So we'll work on that, Senator Serino and others. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your summer. Have a great day. Thank you.